Okay, we are live. Hi everyone, and welcome to LiveArt webinar series. I'm Olena Yara, content manager at LiveArt. And today we met with LiveArt team to discuss an exciting updates we had going on this March and our plans for April. And as you can see, we have a lot of people here that I'm super excited to introduce you to. But before this happens, I want to just briefly explain to you what is LiveArt in case you're not familiar. So LiveArt is a Web3 platform for art. We have a Web3 department where we onboard blue chip artists to enter Web3 and create amazing NFT collections with us. And we have a Web2 department, which is basically art price database powered by AI, trading floor where you have the possibility to buy and sell blue chip artworks. And I think I'm forgetting something. We also have an amazing application and instant auction results. So yeah, just go to liveart.io to see how it works. And I would pass my word to Luisa. Hey, Luisa, if you can just briefly introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you, Lola. Hi, everyone. My name is Luisa. I am heading up business development and delivery at LiveArt. We're going to have tons of really exciting announcements. So, yeah, I'm excited about this monthly gathering.
Lovely. We also have Boris, and as Boris previously said on another webinar, everyone knows Boris, but just in case, Boris, I think you can also introduce yourself.
Thanks, Lola. Hi, guys. I'm Boris Pevzner. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LiveArt. Great to be here again, and looking forward to being here again and again in the future.
Amazing. Yeah, and we also have Helen Han here for the first time, and I'm super excited because Helen is an extremely important member of our team.
Thank you, Lola. Hi, I'm Helen, and I'm really excited to be here. And it's my first time. Looking forward to participate more opportunities. And I'm Helen. I'm here working on growth hacking and artist relationship and marketing liaison. So I talk to artists and talk to our partners and also help with the marketing stuff. So looking forward to participate more.
Amazing. And we also have Andrei. Hi, Andrei. Can you just introduce yourself?
Hello, Andrei, leading product design here, primarily the data product. And also this is my first time at the webinar, so I'm excited to be here.
Amazing. So I actually want to start with Andrew because this and previous months, our product development team has been working extremely hard on art price database and mainly Andrew. So I think you can share your screen and just guide it through the art price database so we can actually take a look at it.
Sure. Just a second to share the screen and I'll be able to start. So I hope you can see it. And I would say that overall, LiveArt is approaching art as well as from the angle of an asset class. Asset class in a similar way how you can see the asset class is for stocks, bonds, or investing in crypto, for instance. And if we approach the art and the art market as an asset class, for sure we need some toolkit to have a view and overview of how this market is performing, as well as to see the trends and get some insights. And this is primarily what the data product inside LiveArt is focused on. So if we land on the homepage of the LiveArt, you will see the products on the shelf we have. And right in the middle, you will see that there is an art price database. The product specific in the product and toolkit specifically designed to track the performance of the art market from the angle of it being an asset class. So imagine if we go inside, and this is right now it's going to be just a walkthrough and overview of the product on a high level with the most recent changes we've released recently with more data points and more data insights both for the artists and for the artworks. And what you can see from the very beginning of what we actually started with is the high-level performance of the market in general. So we can explore the top-performing artists, and this is mostly considered to be an entry point for your deep dive or for further exploration. And each artist, you may see on the left, each artist have the perspective of the performance both on the long term, which is the 10-year artist index, as well as on the short term, which is the momentum that's happened during the recent year. So we can start exploring any of these artists, as well as we can have a look on the overall performance of the art market. So, for instance, this chart is showing you the global performance of the art market, and as you can see here, it's performing pretty well. It's growing fast, and as an asset class, it's performing incredibly good. So this is more of a high-level overview. What we can do, and actually this is a part of the recent updates we've done, is we can dive into the area showing the performance of each individual artist. This is effectively how you do research for most of the cases. And imagine, so we've dived into the Andy Warhol, and if you click here, by Andy Warhol, you will see exactly the same. I just have these steps opened for ease of navigation. And by the way, all of this is free, so just need to create the LiveArt account, which is free and simple. So on the page with the performance of the artist, in this case it's Andy Warhol, I hope it's pretty well known. And we can see, again, the performance from multiple angles. One of the angles we can look at is actually what we call artist index. And this is the chart you see here in the center of the screen. Effectively, this chart shows you how the average artwork by this artist is performing over time. It means that we can see the trend, or see how much the price has increased if we consider to become the owner of an artwork by Andy Warhol. Another angle to look at might be the market capitalization, which is effectively a sum of the prices of all artworks that are there on the market by Andy Warhol. And the thing that's surprising actually and exciting, at least for me, is how huge is the market cap for a lot of the artists. For instance, for Andy Warhol, the market cap is around $8 billion. It's a sum of all artworks that are there on the market, and we'll also see how it's growing over time. In addition to that, we can also see the indications of how the liquidity for this artist, how liquid is the artist. For instance, the sales volume throughout the recent year is pretty high. So it's a lot of the artworks that has been sold, and it shows that it's pretty liquid market. As well as we can see the median sale price for an artwork. As we're considering the performance of art as an asset class, for sure it makes sense to compare it with other asset classes. And this is what we can do here as well. We can compare it both with traditional indices like S&P 500, and we'll see how the artist is performing compared to this index, as well as we can compare it with other artists that may help to identify the segment or the specific artists that you're mostly interested in by the performance of the average artwork, for instance, or by the size of the market capitalization. So if we continue looking further, so we'll see the performance of the market for Andy Warhol from different angles. Like on this chart is going to be the median compound annual returns, which are pretty high for this artist, as well as we can get some insights of how much time and the correlation of the time you may have taken to hold the artwork by Andy Warhol versus the return that potential you can get. We also see the high level of performance on the public auction, the turnaround, both in number of artworks and in actual turnaround in money. We see the Sharpe ratio, which is risk-adjusted return, and for sure we are going to see the full list of artworks which are there on the market by this artist, by Andy Warhol. And this is a huge list. We are tracking all the details for each of these artworks. We're tracking sales in all the countries, in New York, London. It's all there, and we can dive further and see what data we have for specific artwork. I have one here, like 4 Merlins here. It's the artwork by Andy. And if we dive to the level of the artwork, what you may see here is this separate area that highlights the current price estimate, and this is what makes LiveArt unique, is we're able to calculate the current price of an artwork based on a lot of data points using our AI. And this is the summary of how we see the artwork is doing over time. We see that the price of this artwork is growing, and this is our prediction on the price. We're making this prediction based on the sales of this specific artwork, as well as on the sales of the comparables, the artworks that are similar to this one. We also can see if there are any past sales on the auction for this specific artwork, all the details around these sales. For instance, you may see that we're tracking sales here from 1992. The recent one was 2015. On different auction houses, different countries. So we're all tracking all of this, and this is also the data we're using to make the prediction around the current price. As well as one of the valuable insights you can get is, for instance, get a broader idea and get a better understanding of how this specific artwork fits on the career path. On this example, you see that this artwork is mapped to the heat map, by date of creation and by type of work. And we see that it's mapped here, and there is nothing outstanding. But if we switch to the heat map by price estimate, not by number of artworks created by this artist, we may see that this artwork was created during the period in the Andy's career where the most valuable pieces were created. So you see that these 3 years of outstanding and most valuable artworks with a current price estimate were created during this period. So looking at all of this data really may help you to better understand how the art is performing as an asset class. And once you figure out whether a specific artwork or specific artist is a strong investment decision, we also have the way how we can provide an easy step to actually invest in this art. And you see on the right side there is a column of containing multiple blocks, and one of the blocks saying that you can buy some artworks by Andy Warhol on the trading floor. And trading floor, one of the products we have on our product shelf as well, which is effectively a peer-to-peer marketplace of the artworks. And you'll see that here we have the opportunities to purchase the Andy Warhol from some of the collectors that are out there on our platform. That's it for the updates. I hope that you will find a lot of value in all of this, especially if you will dive into the artists you like most. I assume you will discover a lot of the things, a lot of new things. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrei. If I could jump in here, just say a couple of words. I'm really excited about this product, and in particular about this update that Andrei just highlighted. There are a couple of things that I'd like to say, sort of what the big picture behind it, why we're doing it. In our ecosystem of about 2 million plus people who like to collect and hold and trade digital art, they have different kinds of people, different kinds of users in the audience. Some are collectors, right, and they collect art for art's sake. Some are investors. They collect art not just for art's sake, for aesthetic reasons, but also because they believe that it provides good economic returns. Some are traders, right? So when we put out an NFT collection, some people buy and never sell, and some trade very actively. So there are different components, different segments to the community that we have built, and we see all of those segments growing. So what's common among all of these segments is that they'd like to understand not just the aesthetic and the art historical and the curatorial aspects and angles of art, but also its economic aspect, the financial aspect. And everybody does. Even collectors who collect art for art's sake still want to understand, well, but how much is it actually worth? Is it also a good investment? Should I hold it for long term or think about trading it for something else down the road? So everybody, it's on everybody's mind, and increasingly so. If you look at the demographics of art collecting, that's how it's been evolving over the last years. This economic motive for collecting art, is gaining a larger and larger share of the overall reasons why collectors collect art. So for all these reasons, we think that this quantitative way of looking at the art market and individual artworks is fundamental to our business and fundamental to what our community wants and needs. And so it's really fundamental to everything that we do. People who buy art on our platform, physical art on our platform, want to know the fair market value of the pieces that they're buying. Users and collectors and traders who buy NFTs by famous artists that we publish would like to understand how the price of those NFTs correlates with the underlying market for the artists into whom they're investing. In the future, when we do other things like tokenization, fractionalization, various exotic DeFi products, all of that is also going to rely on this quantitative view of the art market. So it's really fundamental to what we do, which is why we continue to invest in it. And so what you just saw now that Andrei showed us is this next round. This product has been around. It's really the first product that we did, right? The first product that we built back 3 years ago when we started the company. And we continue to invest in it. And this is like the most recent iteration of that investment. And we'll continue to do that because we really believe that, to the extent that what we're doing is bringing art as an asset class to the world, understanding that asset class, not just aesthetically, but also economically, is fundamental to what we do. So that's why you saw what you saw, right? You saw the financial performance of artists' indices, risk-adjusted returns, and so on. You saw the comparables, which is the actual things for each artworks that are similar to that artworks, which are used in kind of forming an opinion about what that artwork is worth, for instance, when you value it. You saw current market value of every artwork that we track over 10 million artworks that have ever sold in the last 30 years in the world. And of course, the trading signals, right? So to the extent that most of the community that we have on LiveArt are active buyers of art, they buy from us, you buy from us. The trading signals that are as real time as possible are important. So when something, if you bought like a Human June print from us at some point, and another Human June print was sold anywhere in the world, in Hong Kong, in London, in New York, yesterday, how that affected the value of the print that you hold. And that's also a very important component of this data product. So that's why, we think it's critical. We'll continue to invest in it. And what you just saw from Andrei is just the latest iteration of that evolution of our product.
Sounds amazing. I know that Boris and Andrei work previously together on the similar product, and it was Collection, which is actually a major company that entered the art market super early. And if you can tell us more about it and what you've been creating back then.
Yeah, it's not really a similar product. It was not a Web3 thing. It was a Web2 thing, and it was a collection management system. So it was quite a different product, quite a different approach, and quite a different market. Currently, back then we worked with traditional collectors, of which there aren't that many. Maybe 100,000 collectors in the world who buy at a high enough price point. Art collectors, and their behavior is that they like to be private, which is why it was a private collection management system. They don't want anybody to see what they hold. Everything is very hush-hush. It's a very exclusive market. And so that product was built for that market, and that product is currently owned by Christie's. Now, what we do now is almost like the exact opposite, right? We work with Web3 native collectors, digital collectors who are really community focused. They like to share, as you probably saw on our Twitter, every time that we sell an NFT project or we publish an NFT project or a print run, people just do these amazing unboxing experiences where they share with the entire world what they just purchased. So that's something like that would never happen in the traditional, let's call it legacy art world. This is very, very specific to the Web3 art world. And there are many more collectors in this world. So our community now is 1.2 million. Whereas, as I said, in the traditional legacy collector world that we previously targeted, it was like 100,000 max worldwide globally. So it's a completely different world. I much more enjoy working with collectors who are open about their collecting, who are excited and like to show that excitement to other members of the community. It's just really, community is much of the value of what we do. Delivering value to the community every day is a lot of what our company and products are really focused on. So while some of the, while the subject matter is similar, right? It's art, both physical and digital. The way that people buy art in the Web3 universe is just completely, it's the exact opposite of what happens in the traditional art market. And, really having a lot of fun with it.
Sounds amazing. So actually I want to go to our Web3 part and I want to discuss NFT collection. And actually, let me just briefly share my screen. Actually, it can take a while, but if you go to LiveArt Twitter, you can find a giveaway. This is actually an amazing opportunity to current holders and newcomers who would purchase Boundless NFT by you in June. They would have a possibility, two of them, to win physical print personally signed by the artist, which is it's one of a kind. It's super unique, and the opportunity itself is also unique because basically the purchasing window were open last summer, and back then we had a high demand on the physical prints, but the opportunity didn't repeat itself. So just go to our Twitter and feel free to take part in this giveaway. And I want to go to Luisa because Luisa is handling everything NFT collection related. And if there is anything you can kind of tell us on the future plans that we have in store, or some kind of hints that you can share.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'll say is that everybody should pay attention how your alerts on X, because we're going to be announcing our next collection. We have some exciting partners aligned with that, and I think everybody's gonna like it a lot. We're very excited to reveal it, and it's coming up right around the corner, a few days, and particularly I'm very excited for everybody to see all of the amazing communities and artists that we are partnering with for this launch. And shortly thereafter, we'll start revealing a bit more about our artist lineup for not only the spring but also for the summer. And yeah, as Lola has said, and Boris and Andrei showcased through the product, is that the position that we decided to take in the Web3 space is to bring artists to Web3, to bring traditional leading artists to Web3 and work with them to build digital and NFTs and ordinals as a collecting category for them, as a new medium that they can make a part of their practice, of their body of work, of things that go in the history books with them. So we're very excited to continue to do that and to bring different levels and different kinds of artists in the traditional space to Web3, and to see them so well received in this space is also very encouraging. So yeah, we're gonna look forward to continue developing that category and to add good value to the art category in Web3. So very excited.
Thank you so much for sharing. I see we have a lot of questions, but I see one that would be actually amazing maybe for Luisa to answer. How do we make sure there are no rug pulls when we launch an NFT collection?
Yeah, so all of our NFT collections, we work directly with the artists to actually build the narrative, the concept, the artworks. Everything is hand in hand with them. In addition to that, we also collaborate a lot with communities, collecting communities, fellow projects in the space. You know, we're very, very collaborative. So we try to make sure that we understand what is the community looking for, and how can we work with a particular artist to bring in something that has good value. And I think that that's the way. And we've done a few projects already, so you know, we build a nice trust not only with our artists but also with our collectors. If you go to any of our platforms on X or on Discord, our team is also extremely responsive. So any issues, any questions, we're always there to help assist and to respond, and to give the best collector experience that we possibly can.
Yeah, this is actually true. As a person who is managing and taking a look at our Discord, we have an amazing moderators always willing to help out the collectors. Helen, can you also tell us more on what you've been working currently and any exciting updates that you feel like sharing?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm really excited to be here to share that we are building our Point Universe Season 2, and then that will be soon released. And what we are trying to build here is we are trying to connect all the product platforms that within our LiveArt ecosystem. And also we wanted to continue or expand our goal in Web3, that we want to bridge the art in Web2 and Web3, and we want to continue that approach. So we want to provide more opportunities for people who are interested in knowing more about art in both Web2 or Web3. And also we want to give more opportunities for content creators or people who mainly interested in us, in our products, in us. We want to give them opportunities to participate in. So please stay tuned for our development, and we want to release something really soon for your participation.
Amazing. And I know, Helen, you also have another exciting news. So this month, I think LiveArt was extremely focused to get into as many in real life events as possible. And next Monday, Helen would be joining WoW Summit in Hong Kong. Can you just tell us more on what are we planning to do there? And
yes, so upcoming we have some really amazing updates in Hong Kong. So upcoming week, the Art Basel week, we during that we will participate. LiveArt will be in WoW Summit, and then I will be one of the panelists for one of the panel, and we can share more details as the day approach. And then that will be on March 27th, and we can share more next week. And following that, we will have some events. And then if you are in Hong Kong, please let me know, and I would love to meet you, and we would love to meet you and then invite you to some of our events.
Amazing. Yeah, actually, just a quick look into future. We have WoW Summit in Hong Kong coming on. We also would be doing just a small thing during NFT NYC this year, and also super excited to join an Non-Fungible conference this May in Lisbon. So I think we would have this opportunity to finally meet our collectors in real life.
Yes.
And don't be shy, just DM either our team members or LiveArt, and we would be happy to meet you there.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think if there is any final thoughts that my colleagues want to share, please go ahead, because I feel like we covered it all. Boris, you're muted, I think.
Thanks. I just want to second this previous topic about events. It's actually, for those of you who don't know, Art Basel is the largest art gathering in the world. It happens, a few times a year in Miami, in the US, in Basel, in Switzerland, and in Hong Kong. And the previous few years, the Hong Kong one, was a bit reduced for obvious reasons. And this time, it's going to be not just back to its pre-pandemic levels, but really probably the biggest ever. So last I checked, there are 243 galleries coming in from 40 countries. And, it's 37% larger than last year, but probably is the biggest that it has ever been. So, the art market is roaring, and it's really, really on the upswing. Currently, at least in Asia, right? I mean, globally, we'll see what's going on. I guess the next Art Basel in Europe and Basel is going to be soon, and then we'll know what's happening in the rest of the world. But definitely in Asia, it's booming. So it'll be an amazing experience if you happen to be in Hong Kong. I think it's next week. Please do stop by Art Basel. It's going to be awesome. But what's interesting this year is that at the same time, there are some of the major Web3 events, as Ellen mentioned. So the WOW Summit and a whole bunch of others, right? The Web3 Festival, either during that week or the following week or the week after that. So there's a 3-week period where the Web3 world, the crypto world, meets the art world. And I think it's going to be awesome. So it's really the sweet spot for us, obviously, right? Because we're in both worlds, which is why we are going to be, fairly actively present during that entire time in Hong Kong. So really looking forward to it. And as Helen mentioned, if you happen to be there or heading that way, please let us know. We'll invite you to all sorts of cool events.
Yes.
Amazing. And I think just one last thing, we are having a really small activation during NFT NYC, where Luisa would be a speaker of one panel discussion. Luisa, if you have something to share about this, please go ahead.
Well, I think it's a really good event because it's kind of speaking about from different art professionals that have entered the Web3 spaces, speaking, what are all of the different things that how art is evolving in this digitally native realm. So if anyone is in NFT at NYC or planning on coming, I'm sure Lola will share some details on our socials.
Yeah. Okay, and final question. They keep coming. Andrei, can you just give us some hints on what are you currently working on in terms of product side? If there is anything we should be excited in particular?
For sure, there is a lot of things to be excited on. The next step, I would say, will be a bit more focused on the global market overview for the data product, which will give more insights of how different art, how artworks from different art periods or from different geographical markets are performing on a high level, as well as what Helen has mentioned before, bringing the point system live. So this is pretty exciting.
And I think that on the data product, the focus is going to also be on the trading signals. We want this to be the perfect product for art as an asset class. So people who want to hold art, collect art, trade art, invest in art, this is the angle, right? This is basically what it's for. It's not just a database of past art sales. It is really focused on traders and collectors of art from the financial prism. So you'll see all sorts of more real-time interactions of this data product, so that whenever, those of you who use our app already know that whenever there is a sale of the artist that you track anywhere in the world, you get an alert. So we're going to do much more in that general realm, so that you can really get a real-time view of how the market is evolving, and more importantly, how it's affecting specific positions that you have taken, specific artists that you have collected or thinking of collecting, or specific pieces that you have in your collection, how it affects the values of those, with some actionable things you can do with them. Collect more, sell or buy, or whatever you'd like to do.
Sounds amazing. Yeah, so I guess we will see everyone next week. And I'm just going to hint quickly on our next week's webinar. It's going to be on Friday with Auronda Scalera and Alfredo Cramerotti. We would be talking about Art Dubai. So they basically were the digital curators of Art Dubai 2024. And it should be exciting. So mark your calendars, and I can't wait to see everyone next week. And again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Bye. Thank you.